Hi, welcome to Girls Talk. I'm your host, Harjeet Dhillon. Today we are going to be talking with the beautiful Veroni. I hope I said that right. She is not just a musician, she's also a model and an actress. But we are going to be focusing more on her musical talent, which she has a lot of. Hi, Veroni. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So before we get into the questions, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
So I started singing around the age of I think 11 or 12, and I really found a passion in music. So then I started to pursue it and like sing at talent shows and stuff, and then I started to make my original music afterwards, and then from there I started to years later I started to acting and modeling because I felt like it was sort of all connected, so I started to do that as well.
So since you were quite young, you've been pursuing these talents. Have you received any awards? Do you have any education in any of these talents? And are you looking to do anything else to progress with education or to do more talent shows?
Yeah, so I have my Royal Conservatory of Music. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's basically certifications of completed levels for classical music. So I'm both classically and contemporary trained. And last summer I went to California and I competed in this competition called the World Championships of the Performing Arts, and I got a silver medal for one of the songs that I did. So I did that, and I'm always looking for more ways to expand and grow, because I feel like it's, there's never a time where it's it's enough learning and stuff like that. It's always good to keep learning and gaining more experience.
Learning is definitely important, because the more you're learning, and if you continue to learn, you're definitely growing. So that's always a good thing to hear. And I really admire what you do, and I've heard some of your covers, and I think you have a beautiful voice. So tell me, do you have any professional vocal training or training in general?
Yes, I have both professional acting and vocal training. And yeah, I think it's really important to have the training, especially when you want to pursue a big career in the arts. I think it's really important.
Do you think, just your personal opinion, do you think that a musician or a singer could make it without vocal training? Or to your knowledge, has it ever happened?
I mean, I think anything's possible, but I feel to have training, it's sort of I think everyone starts with having a raw talent, whether it's acting or singing, but with training it sort of tweaks your talent more, and it just perfects it more, and just I feel it helps you with confidence too and stuff like that, which most of the time a lot of people, it's hard for them to get out at first, but I think it's really important to have training.
So I have a question for you. I mean, you actually had a passion to want to sing. So I'm guessing that you had a pretty decent voice before you started the training. In your opinion, do you think somebody who was completely off pitch or out of tune could learn how to sing with vocal training?
I think they could. I think I've seen it happen before, because I trained kids to sing a while ago. And this one girl, her mom was telling me how she has no sort of pitch and no sort of rhythm and all that stuff. And when I was teaching her, I could see that develop. So I think it's possible. Some people might take longer than others. Some, obviously, you'll get that odd person where even if they have 10 years of training, they won't get it. But I just think it's up to the person's ability to learn, and their ability to also put in time and effort to learn that. So,
and I think passion is definitely important. The passionate you are about it, the more likely you're going to want to learn. Since you said that you have experience teaching, I have a quick question for you. I'm actually not really a singer. I do like singing, but I would never, after listening to you, I could never even compare to that. One person who had heard me singing, who doesn't have any singing experience and probably can't sing himself, had told me that when you sing, to enunciate your words, move your lips. That was one thing I found that really helped me. Is there any advice, quick advice that could help somebody get better at singing?
Honestly, for me, it was about like practicing a lot and stuff, because everyone has like their own like strengths and weaknesses, like whether it's like with the confidence, with pitch, with like their strength in their voice and stuff. So I would just say, like, the advice I would give is like keep practicing, and if you know you're like struggling on like one specific thing, like sort of keep repeating that, and don't just like, you know, don't just like let it go. And also, like, the older you get, the more your voice develops. Yeah, so because I know when I first started, it was like it's completely different than now. Not only because of like the training, but also because of like my voice like developed and like got thicker and like all that stuff. So
do you find in terms of the vocal training that you took, it helped you with your voice itself? Did it help at all with confidence?
It definitely did, yeah.
And is that what led you to have confidence to be in talent shows? Do you think you would have been in talent shows before the training?
I know when I first started, like before training, I like signed up for a talent show like at my school. But I think it would be a little bit more difficult for me because like I would, like, let's say if I would be struggling in something, I wouldn't have that confidence to, you know, go up on stage and be like, you know, I have to compete with all these people. Meanwhile, like, you know, I probably can't beat them and stuff. But like with training, it's good because, you know, you sort of like perfect like the song or your voice.
You know that you're going to do the best that you can do, and you've had the training, so there's not much more you can do. And at the end, when it comes to competitions, it's doing your best and having fun at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Winning is just the bonus, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So in terms of music as well, do you play any musical instruments?
Yes, so I play the guitar, the piano. I've started learning the ukulele, but back in high school I played the snare drum. I was like in a band, that was really fun. And I also played the clarinet in music class. So
wow, so do you still know how to play those instruments that you played in school?
The clarinet I haven't played for a while, so I don't know how it would be like if I were to hold it now and like try playing it, but the snare drum, like, I remember, yeah.
And
the rest.
Knowing that you play multiple instruments, is it easier to pick up another instrument because you are good at one, or it's just they're all different?
I think in regards to like notes and like let's say like playing like one song and one instrument and the other is good because, like, you know, you could just easily like transfer like the chords over and all that stuff. I think it is easier, but like every instrument is like different. Like personally, to me, I think the piano is easier than the guitar because it's like more straightforward to me, and it's just like the same notes where it just goes up higher, rather than the guitar. It's like all these different chords, and like, you know, if you were to add like a suspended chord, it would be kind of different, and like there's like a million like, you know, frets in the guitar and stuff. So it's like it's different, but it's also like some skills that you have in like one instrument could be like transferred over to the next one.
That's pretty interesting to know. I mean, I could barely play the keyboard, but not really. I mean, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, if that counts. Guitar, I tried it, and it's actually quite an art. I have to tell you all that, because pulling those strings is so difficult. Even with the pick, trying to get the right tune is really difficult. So that's highly commendable that you do that. And if you play a musical instrument and sing at the same time, I think that's doubly difficult. Are you able to do that?
I am. At first it was really difficult trying to like juggle both, but it's also same thing like with your singing. It's also about like training and like practice and trying to sort of maintain it like as much as you can to get better.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So I've heard the songs that I heard were covers. You did mention just earlier that you do originals too. In terms of covers and originals, do you have a preference which one you would rather do?
I would honestly say originals because in covers, it's like every time I would make a cover, like there's always like people that are gonna compare you to the original song of the cover and all that stuff. But I feel like if I do originals, like I know that like we're creating a song to sort of fit my voice and like sort of help me sort of express my voice, like show like my true talent and stuff. But sometimes in covers, it's like it's a bit different because you know you have to sort of fit that range and like that expectation of like what the song is and like you know.
Well, I heard you sing Sam Smith, Never Say Goodbyes, and I just thought that it was phenomenal. Like he's a guy, and how you did your cover, I wasn't even comparing you. I just liked your version, you know.
Yeah.
So it was good. I would only compare you, I guess, if it was bad, but I couldn't imagine you would be bad. I really enjoyed that. So you write your own songs, I'm guessing. Do you write your own music, or do you have a team to do it for you?
I usually have like a team. Like when let's say we say like we want to work on like a single or like an EP, which like was like what I recently worked on. Like I get together with a team and like we sort of write together. So like we'd be in the room and we'd come up with like ideas for everything, like the music, the lyrics, the melody and stuff. But sometimes like here and there at home, like, you know, I would like come up with something on my own to keep for like later for ideas and stuff like that. So it's always different.
So everything is different. In terms of your music, what would you use to describe your genre or your style?
I would say adult contemporary, like pop, R&B. I also enjoy like singing rock and like a few other genres, but like it would mainly be like adult contemporary, like R&B and stuff like that.
I think it would be fun to hear you do rock too, you know? That would be pretty cool. Do you only sing in English, or do you sing in other languages too?
When I was younger, I used to sing in Arabic too, because like that's my first language. But like right now, like I would mainly sing in English, unless, you know, someone's like, oh, you know, you want to sing the song. But
I wonder if you've ever tried even taking one of your originals or a cover and translating it into Arabic and then singing it.
I've never tried that. I've actually tried singing like an actual Arabic song, but yeah, that's a good idea.
It'll be interesting to hear how that goes. Which musical artist is your favorite?
My favorite musical artist would be Demi Lovato.
Wow, and actually, you kind of remind me a little bit like her too, which is kind of crazy.
Everyone says, a lot of people say that actually.
So what is it about Demi Lovato that you like or inspires you?
Well, she sort of like inspired me to sing because she, like her and I like sort of experienced the same things growing up, and like I sort of like got inspired to see someone like you know, going through all these things and being able to like overcome them and do what she loves, which is like music. So that's how I was sort of inspired to sing. But like I just like love her like voice and like her personality and like her message and all that stuff. So.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's crazy that you remind me of her too. Have you ever done a Demi Lovato cover?
Yes, I have.
Wow, I've got to check that out.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to be taking a break. We are going to come back and learn more about Roni. We'll be back right after this.
Universal Real Estate, Eglinton Carpet and Vatan Kebab in association with Care Insurance, Urban Realty Point and QuickPrinting.ca presents Sanam Marvi live in concert. At Living Arts Center, Mississauga, Sunday 11th March at 7 p.m. For more info, call Amir Shamsi at 416-662-7861 or 416-783-1141.
चॉकलेट चिप कुकी
अली
सिर्फ कुकी दूंगा, चॉकलेट चिप नहीं दूंगा। इसमें तो बहुत सारे चॉकलेट चिप हैं। एक सेकंड देता हूँ। अभी भी बहुत है।
भली बेचारा क्या करे जब नए बिस्कॉनी चॉकलेट चिप कुकी में है बहुत ज्यादा चॉकलेट चिप्स, ऊपर भी चॉकलेट अंदर भी चॉकलेट।
आपकी कुकी
बिस्कॉनी चॉकलेट चिप कुकीज बहुत 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 चॉकलेटी।
हर खुशी बिस्कॉनी।
$60, ma'am.
जब इश्क हद से बढ़ जाए तो तमाम ख्वाहिशें मिलकर सिर्फ एक ख्वाहिश बन जाती हैं। और बेचैन दिल हर पल हर लम्हा रोता है, दीदार को तरसता है।
हेलो
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम। जी मैम आपके उम्र के कागजात वगैरह तैयार हैं, प्लीज पेमेंट करके ले जाएं।
ओके थैंक यू।
और यही मोमिन का दिल अगर किसी की आंख में आंसू देखे तो सब कुछ भुलाकर सिर्फ अदा करता है। उम्र के बुलावे के लिए कुछ ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए, नेक नियत और रहम दिल ही काफी है। बाकी हम पर छोड़ दें। अलबरका ट्रेवल निहायत मुनासिब उम्रा पैकेजेस के साथ 905-232-6566।
Hi, I'm your host Harjeet Dhillon. This is Girls Talk, and we're back here with the very talented and beautiful Veroni discussing her musical talents. Specifically, we have discussed a lot before the break about what you like about music and what you know about music. Can you tell me, before you got into music, any obstacles that you faced or just in life that have held you back?
Well, growing up, I was bullied, and those obstacles were like really difficult for me. But that's sort of what like also got me like into music, because that's like music was like sort of, I felt like the only thing that made me feel good, and like it was the place where I can express myself. But the obstacles like I face like quite often, like in like with my music and stuff, is like a lot of social media stuff. You know, there's always gonna be like haters and stuff, people that are, you know, gonna just like say something or compare you to like the original song. As I mentioned before about like making covers and stuff, you know, there's always people gonna compare you to the original and stuff like that. Like obstacles in the music industry would probably be like, you know, it would be hard. It's hard for me to like sort of trust certain people, because there's like definitely like a lot of scams and like lies out there and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally, you said so much all at once, and there's so much that I want to talk about with that. Let's talk about the bullying first. Have you, since you gotten bullied and you started pursuing your talents, have you come across any of your bullies on social media or in person?
Yes, some people I saw in person. Some of them, they after a while, like they ended up following me on social media and stuff. But then it was sort of weird, because they ended up like it's kind of funny because, you know, they bullied me in like elementary school, but then they ended up like following me on social media, and then afterwards they ended up like talking really like badly behind my back stuff again. So it's like, okay, you're still a bully, you know. I understand, but yeah, like I like here and there, like I would sometimes see them like, I don't know, at the mall somewhere, like whatever. But I guess I just like sort of, I just don't let it really affect me. It's like to me, I just think of them like whatever, just like another person, you know. It's not a big deal.
It's really hard because it's apparent in any relationship, friendship, anything. When somebody says a bad thing, it sticks and it stays and it stings so much more than a good thing that's said does. It doesn't resonate with you forever like a bad thing, and the bad thing takes away all the good things. But you have to remember, you're going to get those, like you said, those haters online or wherever, but you're going to get a lot more supporters than you will. And focus on those, and you'll see a difference, right? Because as an outsider, if I was going to go through your comments, I wouldn't notice the bad ones. I would think there's hardly any. There's so many positive ones. But as an artist, I guess you would take heed and you would take note of those.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, but don't take it personally. So knowing that you had gone through that, and it actually was a good thing because it brought you to music. It made you realize that music was the thing that you wanted to do. So positive came out of it. Scams and things that you talked about trusting. I know what you're talking about, but is there anything that you want to give advice to the viewers about on that?
Well, like if you're an artist and, you know, you want to get into industry and stuff like that, just sort of be careful like what you do, be careful where you put your money, and definitely like do your research before doing something, like a lot of research. And yeah, that's about all my advice.
And we're lucky to have the internet on that, because back in my day, we didn't have the internet. So doing research on anything, it was kind of difficult. There was no online database with reviews. I don't even know how we survived back then to know if things were, I guess there just weren't any scams back then. So that's actually really good advice, because it's really important. You work hard to get where you are. Where do you see yourself going with your talents?
I just see myself like continuing to really do what I love, and like continuing to inspire people through my music, and trying like my best to make a difference, and hopefully like, you know, like pursuing like my dreams, like, you know, becoming like big.
Well, it's likely that like there were so many musicians that were your voice at a time when you needed help, that you be someone else's voice when they're going through a time of hardship. That would be completely incredible, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what kind of style, you said that you like to do contemporary adult, but in terms of like, do you like love music? Do you like angry songs? What kind of lyrics do you put together? Are they meaningful, inspirational? There's so many different kinds of lyrics.
Yeah, so I love mainly like ballads, which is not like, you know, a dance song. It's more like a simple like piano, maybe like a guitar, and like really strong on the vocals. So, you know, it's sort of like a piece that gives a message more, rather than like, you know, we're going to dance and like all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like those are always my favorite. Like, and like I always try to make my songs like as like meaningful as possible, because like when I listen to songs, like I love songs that are really inspirational and like make an effect on me, like positively, or like, you know, could be able to relate to me. So I want to make, you know, when I make something, like I want to make something that is like, you know, the same, like meaningful, and
people can relate to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm very similar to you. A lot of people like music for different reasons, right? It could be the lyrics, it could be the beat to dance.
Yeah.
It could just be, you know, when it's a rock song, oh, that's so angry, I need to release and listen to that. And I'm a big fan of the lyrics too. I like when it tells a story.
Yeah.
And that's what ballads are. Is that right?
Well, usually ballads are more like, you know, like quiet songs, sort of like an Adele's like When We Were Young, you know, Demi Lovato's like Stone Cold song. It's more like, it has more of a message. Yeah.
What is your favorite song or ballad, whichever one?
I don't really have like one favorite. Like I love like a bunch, but I would probably say like the one that I like always am able to like sort of like relate to would probably be like Warrior from Demi Lovato.
So you had earlier mentioned that you were in a band, and you played the drums, I think. Is that right? You played the drums?
Yeah, like it was a marching band in high school.
Oh wow, that's incredible. Yeah. So do you have a favorite band as well? You have a favorite artist? Do you have a favorite band?
It's kind of hard for me to say like a favorite band. I like a lot of them. Like I would probably say maybe like some songs from like Fall Out Boy I like. Maybe Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons is a band, right?
They are.
He's not a soloist. Yeah,
they are.
So yeah, like those type of bands.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool because the music is changing and it's evolving, so it's incredible.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you as well, if there was any advice that you could give to anybody who wanted to pursue not just being a musician, but a career in the arts. Is there any advice that you would give to them?
Yes, so the advice I would give would be just do what you love. Like, don't let people stop you from doing like what you want. Like if someone's gonna tell you suck, or someone's gonna tell you you're not gonna make it, like honestly don't listen to those, because that's where I was at one point, and like I didn't let those people listen to I didn't listen to those people. Like I didn't let them, put me down. So yeah, don't listen to those people. Like do what you love. Definitely keep doing like everything you can, like as much as you can. Try to go to like a lot of training and like auditions and all that kind of stuff. So just keep like striving for your dream.
Yeah, that's really good advice. And what about you though? Are you going to be performing anywhere, competing at any more talent shows coming up that we can go see if we wanted to?
Well, I'm honestly always doing something. So like I can literally get like one thing tomorrow that I didn't even know like I had. So it always like comes up on like different times. But right now I'm doing a few things, like a few videos for like for social media, like making like a few like music videos for covers. I will be like doing this like small performance like I think it's March 20th, and then I also have a fundraiser called Giving Back Fundraiser, which is happening March 17. So it's gonna be me and like a few other artists, sort of like raising funds for like the community and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be, I think, in Fairview Hall.
Where is that?
It's Fairview Mall. Do you know where Fairview?
Oh, in
I think
Burlington.
it's close there.
Yeah, I know the area.
Yeah,
that's going to be exciting. I may actually come and watch you there.
Awesome.
Because I'm a fan of giving back too, and then watching people perform that are incredible to me is also fun too. Just before we wrap up the show, I want to ask you if there is any work that you have done with another musician.
Not original work. Everything I sort of did was like covers, like like I did like cover songs with like different artists, musicians, and stuff for like social media, but nothing like original yet.
Do you think that you will do any collaborations with somebody else, like a duet perhaps?
Yes, I'm actually hoping to do that, but I'm sort of like aiming to, like if I want to work with something, because I'm really picky with like who I work with. But if I want to work with someone, it's probably going to have to be like someone like professional and like similar like genre as me, and like someone that sort of has like the same goals as me, rather than just like making a song and like whatever.
Yeah, you want to have the same. Yeah, I totally see where that goes. So now that we're going to wrap up the show, if you could tell our viewers if they wanted to follow you more or get more information on you, Roni, how they could follow you, what's the best way to contact you?
So I'm really I'm always I always post stuff on Instagram, so you can like check out my Instagram at VRONI Music. I also have a Facebook, which can be found I think under VRONI, or if that doesn't work, I think it's VRONI official, because sometimes like it's just hard to find just the name, so you have to write the username. Or you can check out my website, www.vronimusic.com.
Okay, I think the website's always the best way to go because there's always links to social media on that
true.
too.
Yeah.
So if you want to check out Veroni, definitely go to her website, www.veronimusic.com. Thank you so much, Veroni, for being here, and I'm excited to see you at the fundraiser.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for watching Girls Talk with Harjeet Dhillon. We'll see you next week.